But if the polar bears aren't dying, and if the headlines say that it's colder than normal, then don't you feel a little stupid believing in something called global warming? 1-800-344-KUFO. 1-800-344-KUFO. You know what this is? And it's not a political bitch. It's a political witchcraft demonstration. Something evil is going on because social engineering is changing you into believing in something that just doesn't exist. 1-800-344-KUFO. 1-800-344-KUFO. I could be wrong. Try and correct me. We'll be back. Yeah, I know. Clyde's saying stuff tonight that's really going to piss you off because you believe, just like religion, because that's exactly what it is. It's a cult. I call it the Mormon Church. You know, you believe and you don't question because somebody in science says, hey, it's true. But you know what? People can be paid off. They can be paid off to say whatever. And you got to figure out, you know, and I'm saying that, you know, you take a look at the headlines I've been giving tonight, and you take a look at them, and, you know, I'm sure a lot of people are going to tell me, well, that doesn't prove anything. Well, no, it doesn't, I guess. It doesn't prove anything, only that you can look out a freaking window and know what the weather is. You know, yeah, okay, we're going to question the weather because, you know, there's water falling outside. Winston, how many fingers am I holding up here? Orwell reference. Yeah, of course. Let's go to Frank on 6. Hi, Frank, you're on Ground Zero.
Hey, Clyde, how's it going?
Good, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I called in before you got to start your whole broadcast.
Yeah?
After your opening statement, I had a hunch about what you were going to be talking about.
Why, because I was talking Nazis?
No, even before that. As soon as you said, I'm going to piss everyone off, I knew what you were going to say.
You're brilliant. Tell me, okay, so what's on your mind about it?
Well, you started it a lot like I normally start my conversations when I'm talking to my college classmates.
Yeah, before they flip you off and tell you to go away, yeah. So tell me more.
Well, it's all ridiculous. Most of the people who argue for global warming have no clue about anything to do with meteorology or even general weather.
No, they don't.
I told everyone this winter is going to be really, really, really harsh. And it's like, no, last year was our 100-year storm. It's like, no, this year's going to be really harsh. It's like, how do you know that?
Right.
Look at the trees. They've dropped all their leaves really ridiculously early. The squirrels are already hibernating.
And did you know, here's something I want to tell you. I actually, before Sam Adams became mayor of Portland, I actually sat with him at a little place called the Ross Island Grocery and Cafe. He had a meeting with all these people who were potential voters. And the first thing that came out of my mouth was this. I said, what is Portland going to do if we have another snowstorm that's going to cripple us? Are we going to be able to take care of it? And I said, and with the threat of global warming, we should be prepared for anything because the weather is definitely going to change. And I did that because I didn't want to throw in that I don't believe in global warming. I just wanted to kind of like bridge with the guy to try and figure out how we're going to be saved from certain problems. Now, having the traffic back up until 2 a.m. because of a freak snowstorm, that doesn't fly with me. And especially, it flies in the face of global warming, in my opinion. Am I right or wrong?
You're right. My door froze shut. We were trapped in our house for a week.
Yeah, and I get people like texting me, messaging me. Well, you know, just giving a few weather reports isn't science. I says, well, I'm not a scientist, and neither is Al Gore. You know, and so that gives him the okay to get up there and do a slideshow and basically throw figures out of his head, and that gives him the right because he's some guy who was running for president one time. Yeah, come on, give me another thing to talk about.
He's someone who really shouldn't be the head of the EPA. You know, there's people who have been burning books for warmth in Florida.
Uh-huh.
And there's this one book that I heard makes a really great fire log. It's called An Inconvenient Truth. There's this other author who has some good burning books.
Well, you know, and that's true. And another thing, too, I don't know if you know this or not, but they're actually having public service infomercials in Dade County, Florida, teaching people how to run space heaters safely.
Wow.
Because people don't know what to do with them.
People frustrate me because, A, they just listen to the TV. The TV tells them something. It's like, oh, yeah, it happened. You can't argue with it because it's a broadcast. I
know.
can't argue with the TV. It doesn't talk back.
I mean, another thing, too, is I expect people to argue with me. And I expect to be the butt of jokes, and I expect to be people saying, oh, yeah, Clyde's up in the night about something. That's fine. They can do that to me. But can you do that to any other talking head that's on any of the major channels? No. They're right. You're wrong. I appreciate the call. I got to go to another one. I appreciate you, man. Take care. Let's go to Damien now. Hi, Damien. You're on Ground Zero.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm okay. How you doing?
Well, first I wanted to agree with you and say that I'm tired of this global warming talk.
Thank you.
And the point I was going to make was, even for the sake of the argument, if global warming is real and all this, how do we expect to get the whole world to stand behind something?
Well, yeah, that's something else too. That's a good point, Damien. Here's something else to think about. If global warming does exist, too late.
Yeah.
That's the way I look. Too late. You know, if it's happening, then that's like saying, oh, okay, it's happening, so now let's prevent it. It's like, you know, when a teenager gets pregnant, you can't say, oh, better wear a condom now. Yeah. Doesn't work that way, okay?
Yeah, I agree.
Doesn't happen. So, and that's the way it is in this country. And 9/11 happened. Well, we better beef up security. What happened prior to 9/11? And then we have the terrorism still going on. And you're like going, where are the checks and balances? Well, we better have more. Better do something. Yeah, this is just stupid. You know, it's what they call precautionary science, where, well, the data's almost there, so it's probably right. And it doesn't make any sense because, you know, the argument here, Damien, is not that we shouldn't conserve. The argument is not whether or not greenhouse gases exist. The argument is not whether or not CO2 causes temperatures to rise. The argument here is, do you trust the scientists? Do you trust your TV news? And do you trust your leaders? No, I don't.
Oh, I totally agree with you. And I mean, this isn't even a science debate. Global warming is now, it's like abortion. Either you're for it or against it. I mean, the science and the ideas of it are all the way out. It's just ideology now.
It's ecotheism. It's cultism. It's the idea of creating an ecumenical cult where you have a sin and you have to pay for your sins, and it's basically the idea that we're going to deliver you out of your decadence. And that's exactly what religion does. And it's not right, it's not fair, and God, I want equal time where someone can just jump up and say, look, quit pushing your religion in my face.
I agree, and I'm a liberal. I'm not a Republican at all. I'm just tired of, all the money and everything else. It could be spent on so many other things.
I agree with you, and people are not going to realize when their electric bills go up and when everything else goes up after this cap and trade nonsense, they're going to go, what happened? They're not going to know.
Oh, and there's no such thing as a manufacturing section in this country that there almost isn't anymore.
Nah, it's so bad. Damien, thank you.
To work at the Krusty Krab, frying up patties and blabbity-blab. Huh? That's new. Strange place to park a car. What's this for?
SpongeBob! You're wasting me precious carbon dioxide!
Carbon dioxide?
I'm pumping it into the atmosphere, boy! Thanks to global warming, the temperature will soon go through the roof, and then we'll have an endless summer.
Why do you want an endless summer, Mr. Krabs?
So I can open my latest money-making venture, the Krusty Pool!
But what about winter sports, Mr. Krabs?
Forget winter, boy. We're talking suntanning, hanging tan, and swimming all year long!
The endless summer does sound fun.
And profitable?
Fun and profitable! Big business does it again! I just wish it could be the endless summer right now. Hey!
Oh, umbrellas are $3, sir. Oh, what a bargain. I'll give you 5. What the barnacles? It suddenly got very warm in here. Who turned up the heat? SpongeBob, what are you doing?
Just throwing another tire on the fire for global warming, Mr. Krabs. Hey, look! It's working! The entire town is heading this way to cool off!
You mean payoff? Hurry, SpongeBob! Fill the pool! Fill the pool!
Aye, sir.
Have your money ready, folks. The line starts here. Where's everybody going?
We're all moving north. We can't live here anymore. It's too hot.
All me customers have moved to cooler climates.
Look on the bright side, Mr. Krabs. There won't be a line to go in the pool. Camouflage!